always today. Here in studio, I have two gentlemen, and we're going to talk about an event that is happening tonight, if you guys need to know. HodgeKerr, and it's called No Kings But Us, January 12th through February 24th. Big Medium's proud to present No Kings But Us with works by the collaborative HodgeKerr. I know I got your entrance here. HodgeKerr is a collaboration between Robert Hodge from Houston, H-Town, where y'all at, and Tim Kerr from Austin. Stand up, Big A. So in studio, I've got Mr. Hodge and I've got Russell Gonzalez. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Feeling good.
Thank you for having us.
So I just teased it a little bit, but go ahead and tell us a little bit about the background. How did we get here to this collaborative effort?
So for me, I come from the music business. I've been a writer, producer most of my adult life. I go back from things like LL Cool J Records, Keisha Cole.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, I kind of hit that creative wall and started trying to shift gears and figure out what I wanted to do to be creative again and have fun and get back to the fun things. Knowing Robert Hodge and Tim Kerr, I decided to put them together for a collaboration show and take two visual artists and produce them like I would singer-songwriter. So we came together. They loved the idea. Yeah. They were both fans of one another. Mm-hmm. And it just came together and we started the work in August of 2022. And here we are. We've been working and showing at different places. We opened at the Blaffer Museum last May to record numbers. And the Tim and Robert together are just magical. They work well together. They complement each other with colors and the medium and the ideas. Yeah. It's intertwined with music and messages. So
that's the R, Russell Gonzalez, and Robert Hodge. Mr. Hodge.
What's up, man?
Man, you coming in from H-Town, huh?
Yes, sir. We all family. We all a Texas family, man.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong. Y'all putting us on the map nationally. Y'all the third largest city in America. Took that thing kicking and screaming from Chicago.
That's right.
Y'all running with it now. So a collaborative effort.
Right.
You and Tim Kerr, an Austin dude.
Yeah.
What's that collabo looking like? Like what?
Man, it's been amazing. My practice, me being an artist, I collaborate a lot. I also make music. So this is the first time I've done a collaboration this big and had this much fun and I'm excited about continuing the collaboration. So we got maybe over 50 works total together already. Yeah. Which is, out of this world. So man, I've been having a great time, man. Tim is an amazing person. So I'm honored.
So you guys have a history between music, pop culture, it sounds like.
Yeah.
You guys are working towards, it seems like there's a listed here, I could tell by some of these items that I see on their site, there's a deep interest in racial equality, human rights.
Absolutely.
And you also, so you knew Tim from afar before?
Yes, when I was, we have a age gap that's not, it's kind of significant, but when I was a kid, I used to cut out his artwork and put it on the wall.
Nah.
So I always was a fan of his work before I knew him personally, because man, Tim is a master of color combination. He just knows how to make great paintings, and though all his work is embedded with information and history, and we still want to make great artwork because art is for the people. We want to make it fun, vibrant. So that's the focus, but the education is always there.
So I already see, and for those who are not in the know, if you want to gain a little more information, you guys can go to bigmedium.org. That's bigmedium.org/HodgeKerr. bigmedium.org/HodgeKerr. That's 2 R's on the Kerr, like Steve Kerr, the basketball player.
Yeah,
Hey, Mr. Hodge, Kerr. Does he have a shot like Steve Kerr?
Oh yeah, I don't think he does, but on the guitar though, he's the man.
He got the okay. Yeah. Hey, those skills pay the bills too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's it like? You an up and comer, and then you get to my words, idol. You get to work with an idol and inspiration. Mm-hmm. Is there any pressure for you to bring your A game? Like do you feel like you get caught and you're like, man, I got to make sure that this is something that Tim's gonna love? Does that present a little hard time for you?
No. I love the pressure. I've been just like Tim is a person too who's been doing art his whole life. I've been doing art my whole life. I mean from kindergarten. So yeah, it's a little pressure because Tim he's prolific, man. Like when we work together in the studio, he's already going real quick. He's on it. I take a little more time to prep, and I like to make sketches, and but Tim he just jumps on it. So it's a little bit of pressure there because he works like a young man. So I'm getting it like, I can't let this guy outwork me. So yeah, it's a little bit of that.
Yeah. old head comes at it.
It's a healthy competition.
My words, Tim. He didn't call you old head. My words. Yeah, we have to clip this and get this for Tim a little bit later.
Well, one thing about Tim is that he's very low key here in Austin, but he is highly influential here in the city. His early bands. He started with an early band called The Big Boy, who is really influential to a lot of the city and a lot of outside groups, such as bigger named groups.
Yeah.
And they kind of name him as one of their biggest influences.
Wow.
He's in the Austin Music Hall of Fame. Prior to all this, Fun Fest was named after one of his songs in The Big Boys.
Okay, Tim.
So he's got his stamp on Austin is really rich.
Yeah.
And but he's so low key, he wouldn't tell you about it. You'd really have to just know to know,
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say, for me, Tim is like, if you think about Rick Rubin, he's like the Rick Rubin of Austin.
That's
for me.
exactly what
he's
I was
that kind
thinking.
of person with all the knowledge, saying humble, well accomplished, but doesn't talk about it because he's always looking at what's next.
Well, so if I'm gonna throw Rick Rubin on him, sorry, R, that's another R. Then, Mr. Hodge, what could we equate this producer to your right, straight in front of me? What's Russell then? If Rick Rubin is taken, what are we gonna call Russell?
Who would Russell be, man? Because
Yeah.
Russell just knows how to put things together and
I know.
execute plans. So who's that? Who's in that industry right now who I would say is like that?
Is he a DJ Khaled? Because he get people in the room together, and
you,
ain't no
you
ego.
could. I want somebody a little better, but I like Khaled, but he's not loud.
No,
I'm saying,
I
like,
got
he
what you're
does
saying.
that, but he's not
That's
we
true.
the best kind of person. Even
Yeah.
though it sounds like that because there's no kings but us.
Yeah.
But that's really about saying that we all got this thing inside of us.
Yes, sir.
The self-esteem, motivation. So when we say no kings but us, we're saying like, hey, you need that thing to motivate you in the morning, get you going, navigate life. So yeah, we all kings, and we talk about the people that's doing the groundwork out here. So I just want to explain that title a little bit, so it won't seem like we're bragging and saying,
ain't nothing wrong.
Yeah.
That's the name, No Kings But Us. And I mean, if they got something wrong with the title, why don't you come up and check it out? Don't
Yes,
sit
right.
idle. Get
That's
out
right.
there.
Absolutely.
Let's
Absolutely.
be about it.
Be about it.
So I want to know, and you got to speak for Mr. Kerr here. So I would imagine, as artists, you guys get so much inspiration just going through life, driving in from Houston. You're seeing things, you're hearing things. You're here today in the studio with us. How do you take notes to kind of remember this for later?
Yeah, mental notes. I mean, I've been doing it so long. I just store things in my brain differently. I treat my brain. I mean, it's basically the best computer that you can have is your brain.
Yes, sir.
So I just learned how to delete and move files out that's not necessary out of my head, and keep the things that motivate me, that are necessary, in the right part of my brain, which is I can access it at this moment. So of course, but yeah, I still write things down too. But I'm always paying attention. Again, like you said, looking at graffiti on the wall, talking to artists, having a good cup of coffee, all that stuff is a motivation for the work.
And do you think, from your time with Mr. Kerr, did he ever let on and say, these are some of the things that motivate me? You got any insights into
because
what keeps him moving?
He's a historian, man. He knows so much about music. I mean, stuff that I don't have access to, because some of these artists are not on like Spotify. Because he cares about the culture. That's what really the connection was, man. It's not this white guy making work about black culture. No, he's entrenched in the culture. He knows where it originates from.
Yeah.
That's how we connected. So he got stories for days. When I'm hanging out with him, he's just telling stories all day. So I'm always getting information from him, and I just try to give what I can for where I'm at in my life. And so I think that's that great balance that we have.
So we're talking about Tim Kerr. We have Robert Hodge in the building. We're talking about Big Medium. They're presenting No Kings But Us with works by the collaborative HodgeKerr. I mean, the H comes before the K alphabetically.
Yeah.
The old head didn't try to throw you in the headlock and be like, hey, Kerr Hodge.
He gave no resistance. That was fine. It's fine.
He wouldn't have had to put you in the headlock.
Nah, man, he could have had that K first if he wanted to.
I appreciate that energy, brother. But he sounds like a real one.
He is. He is.
And it sounds very excited. So what's your this is gonna be a hard question, I hope. What's your favorite medium? It sounds like you can dip into your bag.
Yeah.
What's your fave, man?
My favorite medium right now, I think it's what we're doing. I think it's the mixed media. I think it's the paintings, because music is great too, but the artwork can travel. You don't have to be there.
Yeah.
I don't have to. Art speaks for itself.
Yeah.
So I think the paintings, man, because they could be out there in London, they could be here in Austin, and I could be back in Houston, and somebody is receiving the work and looking at it and thinking about what is it saying. And so yeah, mixed media, man. So that's painting, printmaking, silk screening, drawing. So I think all that is embodied in the work.
So when you guys go to bigmedium.org/HodgeKerr, it says this work is battle tested and ever becoming, gathering a roadmap of historical figures as signposts in a history that weaves circles and rarely, if ever, proceeds in a straight line.
That sounds great. I don't know who wrote that, but kudos to them. That's it right there.
We could talk the next half hour just about that in itself. So when we say battle test, so we're talking we've got background. This comes with validity.
Yes.
Some of the things I'm looking at, you have historical figures.
Right.
Again, time tested. Yes, battle tested.
Yeah.
But time honored individuals as well. You guys are talking about the history that weaves circles and proceeding in a straight line. So when you move forward, you have to look back.
You have to. If you don't know the history, how can you prepare yourself for the future? You know, and that's what the work is about. Like, it's so many giants in the world that could potentially be lost in the sauce, they say, because look how fast we're moving nowadays. I mean, it could be a headline and next week it's gone again. And so people that we take for granted, we just think will be here forever. Yeah. It's a potential for that they could be lost. I mean, I meet kids that don't know anything about Malcolm X. That you think, how can that be possible?
Yes.
I mean, but it's possible. So when I think my work is done, I get re-motivated when I talk to somebody and say, no, we're doing the right thing. We got to keep making work like this because we are honoring these people, places, and things that need to be, talked about and kept, in the front of our minds.
We are talking with the artists and the presentation that's going on tonight. And no problem, because I got plenty of questions I still want to get to. So it says on the site, bigmedium.org, no kings but us builds layers and erases us, creating wrought archaeology as the artists added, subtracted, obscured, interpreted, modified, and translated a mixture of initiatives and cues from one another. Man, hold on, man. So I know you from Houston. Mm-hmm. We're taking influences from all over. We're not just doing Texas. We're not just doing H-Town.
Doing worldwide.
We pulling.
Man,
this sounds like this is the opportunity to gain knowledge for those that come.
For sure.
Absolutely.
It's going to be compelling. Someone's going to have questions. They're going to say, hey, who's that?
I hope. I mean, I still do. I mean, again, me and Tim have different, no, this is an age gap. This is different. This is a rock and punk rock and hip hop being mixed and soul and R&B and all those things are happening. Yeah. So, I mean, again, the paintings, you can look at them and just love them for what they are, or you can deep dive and you can see something, get some information and make you go to Google and it's going to open up the rabbit hole. So, I mean, I love the fact that you can stay in the shallow end or you can come with us in the deep end, and I got to give kudos to the R, man, because he would grab my work and bring it down here to Tim, and Tim would make things and he would bring it back to us. So Russell was like, shuffling his work back and forth, all this, all this logistical things, which for me, I couldn't handle it because I'm in the studio, man. So without him doing those things, that's part of how this work came together. And then towards the end of the body of work, we got this big studio and worked together for 2 weeks, and we really got to work together. But before they was like separate, me just looking at the work and trying to imagine what he was thinking, but we didn't talk it through. So we left the space to be creative and be organic. Yeah. And then we came together and I could really know what he was saying and who he was thinking about. And so then we got all the work really tight. But I think that space of like just looking at the work and saying, man, what is Tim talking about, really made it special, because it wasn't like, okay, just do this and put this here. We just had to say, man, what is Hodge talking about? Who is this? So he put me on the stuff. I put him on the people, and man, the work feels like it's generational. Whether you are 10 years old or you 80, I think it's something for you in that artwork.
I'm so curious, when you are presenting, when you are creating, do you ever shut it all down and then start anew, or what you start you continue with? You may morph it. I morph it. Yeah. I got a mission statement. And first of all, art is for the people. Yeah. So I want to make sure it's accessible. And we do spaces where people can access the work for free and understand. Outside of like trying to buy things, just understand that art can change your life. It changes your mood when you wake up and you got a great painting in your house that you love. So we start there. And then, but yeah, my mission statement is, again, to honor ancestry, people, places, and things that I find important in African American history. Mm-hmm. When I learn something new, I immediately make a painting or a drawing or a song, because to me it's like a journal entry. Yeah. So absolutely, man. But when I keep that mission statement, I got a clear direction where I'm going. So no matter what I'm going through, I can keep making my work because it's bigger than me. As you look back on your time of creativity, can you see where your beginning was? Can you see the flow to who you are now? You could look back and be like, okay, so at that time I was in this mood. Is that accurate of different depictions? Do you see it that way? Do you call it moods? Do you call it evolution? Stages? Yeah, I call it evolution. Yeah, because I started with just portraits, right? Because I knew that people respond to portraits well, and they love like the idea of see these visuals of their heroes, and then from there I brought them on a deeper journey that I wanted to go. So it's kind of similar to, if you want to go to music, it's similar like to Kanye West making the first album, which was like College Dropout. Yeah, and that was something that everybody loved, and then you saw that Kanye started going into this level of making music that was kind of a little more intricate, more deep. And so either you're
going to follow that journey or you're going to fall off. But I know that starting point for me was getting people in the gallery with portraits. And then I started, taking them where I wanted to go.
So people to know, Big Medium, that's 4201 South Congress Avenue, number 323. The gallery hours are Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 12 to 6 p.m. Let's see, we got a caller, see if they got questions for our guests. Callers, 512-836-2887. If you'd like to talk, I mean, we got artists with great energy. We got the R.
The R, man.
And he said he's met Rakim, and they had to talk about it. That was the coolest amount there. Yeah. Caller, are you there? You got a question for our guest?
Yeah, I just had a comment.
What's that?
Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Well, I know that you're talking about being an artist. I would like to hear feedback from the artist in the perspective of preservation history here in Austin. We see historic preservations that were saved by people of great means. There's always a missing middle. It's like our Capitol here. When I was a little girl, I'm over 40, 60-something years old. I've only been inside the Capitol once because it was something that my grandmother didn't talk about. But also there's a building on the same grounds of the Capitol called the Federal Building, where my grandmother worked for 30 years, and she met President LBJ all the time, which also met different people, wealthy white people within that area that bought a house for her, and she had to pay them back. It wasn't no interest. It's just somebody that wanted to see African Americans have the American dream. And from that on, that's how we lived in East Austin. It's just kind of like that missing middle of history that's not told.
Mm-hmm. I think I know what you're saying. I mean, I don't know all about Austin history, but I mean, we have something comparable in Houston. And like you said, man, even from slavery to all those things, there's always been advocates of us black people in this country. Because I mean, some people understand they got moral standings. They understand that this thing is bigger than color, and that's also the conversation working with Tim. Like, it's bigger than black and white. We're coming together to say these things. This how we see things how they should be. And again, it's bigger than color. But again, I always knew it was always advocates throughout history that they want to see black people win and want to see it equal. So yeah, but yeah, preservation was what it's about, and that's kind of what we're honoring in the work is preservation of idea, thought, and memory of ancestry.
And Tim here in Austin has been really, really, really good at doing that. Mm-hmm. He has several murals around the city and in other cities as well. And one of the things he's even schooled me on is in some of these murals, I think there's one next to Stubbs here in Austin, and he makes sure to cover the full spectrum of people that I may not even know of. And he always lets me know this is the person, there were many people before Rosa Parks. Yeah. And this is some of them, right? Mm-hmm. So he's uncovering these layers of people that otherwise we may not know about, or at least people like myself. Yeah. And so his murals are always showcasing someone that I have to ask, because I may think it's someone else, right? Yeah. And I ask about it, and it turns out it's somebody totally different, and a new story that was forgotten or not talked about. So Tim's been real good about that too. Yeah. Using these people in his works that, as if to say, hey, I know you know about this person, but you don't. I bet you haven't heard of this person. He's good at that. Yeah. So.
Because now everybody gets the headline, Yeah.
So to what the caller was talking about, I think also Tim in those ways is kind of helping with what she was asking about,
Hey, I appreciate y'all taking a live call, 512-836-2887. We only have a few more minutes left with them. So tonight there's a member preview from 7 to 8 p.m. And then there's an opening reception from 8 to 10 p.m. tonight. Yes. Remember those that are interested in coming out, Big Medium, 4201 South Congress Avenue, number 323. Gentlemen, is there anything else that you wanted to pass along that we didn't get to? Because I want to make sure I give people the opportunity to follow you guys, stay on the social media, stay up. But was there anything that you guys wanted to hit before that I didn't previously mention? Because I know I got a couple more questions, but I don't want to distract you.
I want to tell people, first of all, that it's free. So it's not, you have to pay.
Oh, Brother Hodge, you should have led with that.
I got to lead with that, first of all, because people always ask what it costs. Nothing but your time and your attention. And don't worry about what you're wearing. It's an art show. Wear what you want. Come. Look at you, so dapper this morning. You can come with a 3-piece suit, or you can come with a t-shirt and shorts. Yeah. So come as you are, as the church say. So I just want to say those two things, and then come and have a good time. It's gonna be music. It's gonna be some drinks. It's gonna be great art. So it's gonna be a great eclectic group of people. So come and have a good time.
31 pieces, 31 works on the wall. So.
Wow. Brother Hodge, the R. I need y'all to tell me this, though. You told me you took the edge off. We ain't got to be dapper. We ain't got to get dipped. The fit could be regular.
Yeah.
But do I have to come up and observe a piece on the wall and say, well, what the stroke, the medium, what they were trying to do here? Do I have to be knowledgeable? I can just come and just enjoy some stuff, right?
Enjoy it, and we're gonna be there. So if you see me and you have a question, come holler at me, and I'm gonna give you the information on it.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to remove that stuffiness and that pretentiousness in the art. This is transparent art. These are transparent artists. So we here to talk and work through the artwork and your questions, and it's not a bad question.
Yeah.
You can't ask anything that makes no sense. There's no bad question. So
This is not just an exhibition. This is a concert.
I like
Absolutely.
that. We got 90 seconds. Big Medium is proud to present No Kings But Us with works by collaborative HodgeKerr. So Robert Hodge, his IG is at Robert Leroy Hodge. That's his IG. Over on, you also can get HodgeKerr_art on IG.
Yeah.
For the R, you get I_am_the_ARE. See what you did there? Now I know that Rakim didn't have to throw you into a headlock. Again, you guys want to go to bigmedium.org/HodgeKerr. And Tim, we ain't gonna forget you, brother. We ain't gonna forget you. So Tim Kerr is at Move TK, and then also on the site it does say timkerr.net also. So if you want to be able to do a little
it's at his website
background
for sure.
for these
Check
gentlemen.
his bio out.
Look, so I'm Dapper D, but I need y'all to know. He said y'all ain't got to be fly, but why he come to do radio looking fit, man? His hat is amazing. You can't come in here there could only be one, brother Hodge.
Hey man, when you come in to talk to Dapper D, you gotta come a little dapper, bro. I can't come in here.
Appreciate it. Yeah, and y'all did. Yo, I'm excited about this, and I could tell y'all are excited and the energy. I'm up against a break. I gotta go. You're listening to The Morning Grind, KZI 88.7 FM. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming out.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
This is awesome. I can't wait. I'm going out. I'm gonna bring my lady.
Please, man.
Make it sound like I'm hoity-toity and I got interest. So
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.